Are we on? Okay, we're back. So if you didn't see part one, make sure to check that out first. But this is the two-part video of my Sunday roundup for games collected this week, because I had a few. And part two here is going to be all about the PS2. So they're in no particular order, but other than the ones I grabbed them in. So we'll start off with this. I grabbed the Bards Tale this week. Most all the PS2 games I have this week, with the exception of one, which I'll talk about later, were all under $5 or $6. This was two. But this is an RPG. It's actually a reboot, of, if you will, of the original one, point-and-click adventure, or first-person dungeon crawl, something like that. But it's a fun RPG. My brother, again, really liked it, so he kind of turned me onto it. But I had always been interested in it, even though the reviews aren't that great. Speaking of not great reviews, we have the Simpsons Skateboarding here. I am not expecting anything from this one, although the Simpsons Hit and Run, that series of games was actually pretty good. But this skateboarding game came out strangely at the beginning of the PS2's life cycle, which is also really the pinnacle of skateboarding games. I'm not saying that is because of The Simpsons, not at all, but it is interesting to note that it came out around then. I'm sure it's terrible. Keeping up with the Syphon Filter recent additions to my library, I got Syphon Filter, the Omega Strain on the PS2 here. I think there's one more on the PS2, and then I need to get three, but I should have all of them. But I think this is the first on the PS2. Again, first-person shooter. Should be a good, solid game. It was $2. I can't pass that up. Speaking of $2, I also got Neo Contra on the PS2. Contra series, very well known. Everyone should play it. It's available now on Xbox Live, and I would assume PlayStation Network. So you can get it there. It's a great game, but Neo Contra is the second on the PS2. I think the first is Shattered Soldier, which I'm still looking for now. But fun game, super hard, but still pretty exciting. Happy to play it. Should be a fun multiplayer romp once I get over to California. Got a double dose of action here. We have two 007 games, so you got Everything or Nothing. It actually has a lot of character likenesses on it. A few stars were in this game, but it's Pierce Brosnan, still the James Bond. Unique story. Exclusive to the consoles, and that story's pretty cool if you like James Bond. And then I have From Russia with Love, the one that stars Sean Connery. And my manager at work, super into James Bond. He loves this game, so I'm sure he'll be happy if he's watching to see if I got this game. Should be pretty fun. I'm actually excited for that one. I really liked the first Bond game they released on the PS2 GameCube era. I think it was Agent Under Fire. It was actually pretty solid. It was better than The World Is Not Enough, which wasn't as good as GoldenEye. And I wouldn't say Agent Under Fire is that great as GoldenEye, but it's still pretty fun. Another game you might have seen if you watched my Game Hunter video, I have Herdy Gerdy here. Honestly surprised I didn't have this game before. I always try to search out the games that look really unique, and this one it looks kind of like a regular old platformer, but the concept is interesting enough, and it's also really old. It's a 2002 game, so almost a launch title, but I somehow never got it, but for $2 I couldn't pass that up. We have Rygar here for the PS2. I likely wouldn't have gotten this if I didn't know a little bit more about it, but I actually bought Rygar on the Wii, which is a remake of that one, which is a reboot of the game on the NES. So it's kind of neat to have both, but strangely enough, well, maybe not with the Wii, the PS2 version is the superior version. The motion controls on the Wii version just didn't live up to the expectations, so I'll probably play that one, though, just to see how it goes. And one of the best finds I had this week is Mortal Kombat Armageddon, the premium edition in the metal case on the PS2. The case is a little bent, you can see right there. It doesn't quite line up, but it was only $6, and I'm happy about that because everywhere else you find it, it's almost always $10 for Armageddon, and then the premium edition maybe $2 to $5 more, so I was happy for that. I actually think the store I bought it from didn't know that's what it was, but hey, I took advantage. Another good thing to note is that this game has Johnny Cage and Goro on the front. The cover of the premium editions here changed depending on the store you got them from. I can't tell you which store had which ones, I don't really know, but I know there's one that just has the regular Dragon logo on it. I think there's one that has like Scorpion or Sub-Zero or Melina, something like that. And then there's different ones for the Xbox and GameCube. It's all over the place, so it's pretty cool. Another metal case, and actually a really cool looking game, makes me want to play it, is Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. This is the limited edition, that's why it's in the metal case. Comes with a bonus disc in there. I was happy to find it for $5. It's a pretty cool game. I mean, metal case games are, they're not anything special, but it is pretty unique in that it's metal, and I like that. Special edition, can't get wrong with that. One thing I do as a game collector is I try to find out other games that are fun to own, or what you might call hidden gems, and I was turned on to this one, Snoopy vs. the Red Baron. It's a shooting game, piloting game. Should be pretty fun. It's Snoopy. Yeah, it might be kind of silly, but I'm actually excited for it, so hopefully I can get this one out there soon. Another trio of games picked up. I never played the games, but the same manager that liked James Bond likes the Hitman series. So I got 2 contracts and Blood Money all at the same store. They're all, I think, $2 each. Should be pretty cool. I think it's a unique series I would love to get into, so hopefully I can get that going. Rayman Arena right here. If you've read the blog, you noticed a while ago I got Rayman Rush, which is the PS1 version of just this game's racing. I think it's something along those lines, but this has racing and battles, sort of combat situations, so it's pretty cool. Now I have both. A game that should have been better, but it wasn't that good, is Dance Factory for the PS2. Uses the dance mat like a DDR game. Unique thing about this is you put in your own CD and it generates music for you, dance steps for you, I should say. So it's a pretty cool concept, but in execution I don't think it turned out too well. That's probably why I bought it for $1. Goblin Commander, Unleash the Horde. Kind of reminds me of Overlord, where you have sort of minions that run around for you and do the work for you, but I'm not sure if it's like that. It just kind of looks that way. But it should be a pretty fun one. So, I mean, it looks unique. It's a great case, too. I was happy about that. Then we have Seek and Destroy. I actually had no idea what this game was about, and then I kept seeing it over and over at these same stores, and it's always $1 or $2. So I looked it up, and it's a unique sort of army combat RPG scenario where you get a tank and you upgrade your tanks. So it should be pretty fun. Very Japanese title, despite the Americana artwork, so it should be pretty fun. I have Fighter Maker 2 here. My brother would be happy to see this one back. We had it. It's you make your own fighting game, so you make your own characters, but it's devilishly hard, and it takes a lot of time and patience. I just got it because I want to have it in the collection, and that's it. And that brings us to the final game. This is the one that was $23, but I was super happy to find. You have Taiko Drum Master on the PS2. My friend, who wasn't really that into PS2 games, got this game once. We played it at his house, and you get the big Taiko drum, which is this Japanese drum here. The controller's in here, and you have to hit it in beat, not that different from games like Rockman and the drums. This obviously came first, but you have the left side of the drum, the right side, and the sides of the drum itself to hit and keep in rhythm. Pretty cool. I was happy to find that in the box. It's actually complete, and I don't think it was ever used. Everything still has the plastic wrap. Everything is pristine. That is a great find. So I was really happy, really excited about that. Alright, so that wraps up this week's Sunday Roundup. Again, this is my last from Indiana. God bless the Hoosier State. It was fun, but I'm looking forward to California and all the adventures out there. If you guys have any questions about the games I got here, or if you want to see something else, let me know. Otherwise, take care.